Yeah, hi friends. Today we are going to discuss about the Salesforce to Salesforce OAuth 2.0 web server flow. It is also called as browser flow. How we are going to authenticate and authorize, and how we will get the authorization code as well as the access token. I will be explaining the complete flow in detail. So let us start our video. First, I'll give a demo on how this LWC component works. This LWC component has a get authorization code button. So when I click on this, it will go to a redirect URL and it is going to fetch the authorization code. This is the authorization code. Now I got the authorization code, right? Now I have to utilize this authorization code to get the access token. Yeah, see, now the access token is also coming here. So let me explain the entire flow clearly in this video, and I will also post the code in the comment section. I'll pin some comments, so watch out for the comments. Okay, basically what we are doing in this video is we have two Salesforce orgs created. The first, let us say we have a server org and this is the client org. I have already logged into the server org in the Microsoft Edge, and I have logged into the client org where we have our LWC component. It is the client org, and from the client org we are going to get the authorization code and access token from the server. Okay, so first we have to create a connected app. I have created this connected app. I will show you the options. This is a connected app name, some email, this callback URL. We will come to this later. Enable the auth settings and scopes, select the necessary ones. Mostly there is a scope called API, OpenID and full. These three are sufficient. This full is there at full, OpenID. There is other scope as well. API, yeah, manage user data via APIs. These three scopes are sufficient, but I am giving the entire scope here. Make sure you disable this PKCE extension. If you enable this, means this OAuth flow won't be working. In order to make that work with PKCE flow, there is another way. So at present we are not checking this. Okay, if you enable this, means we have to fulfill a challenge, and it is somewhat different from this flow, so just disable this. Okay, so yeah, keep everything as it is and remember the callback URL. I will be explaining how I got this callback URL. Okay, so let us go to our lightning app. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell it, this connected app is hosted in the server. Okay, this is a Salesforce org. This org is acting as a server. Okay, and the Salesforce org that is open in Chrome, this is the client. Yeah, this is the client org. Okay, so let me open the lightning web component first. Yeah, this is our lightning web component. Yeah, our lightning web component has a button, get auth code. This button, that button is here, and on click of this button I am activating or invoking a JavaScript method handle OAuth. Okay, before that, let me show you the code. It is a small code, don't worry. It is very easy. The only the ID URL, these are the big ones. Don't worry about the code. Yeah. We are taking some toStrings here in this. First, we are going to click this button, right? Whenever we click on this get authcode button, this method will execute. Here I am taking some parameters like client ID, redirect URI, scope, auth URL. Yeah, these four parameters I am utilizing these four to do. Yeah, I'm utilizing these four parameters. The first one is client ID. The client ID is nothing but we have a connected app created in our server, right? The client ID and client secret you can get from here. I will show you. Yeah, once you click on manage consumer details, and once you verify, you will get the client ID and client secret. And I am utilizing the client ID here. Client ID is nothing but consumer key, and we have the connected app, right? This page is buggy. I'm refreshing it. Okay, this connected app 2 is the one I am currently using. See, we are utilizing the client ID from the connected app, and we are pasting that code here, the client ID value. Next is redirect URI. This is the very important step. If you are confused with this step, means your entire flow won't work. I mean, if you do not provide correct values, means this is not going to work. Here the redirect URI and the callback URL both must be the same. See, both must be the same. Next is the scope. I have provided full refresh token, OpenID. We can also provide API and other scopes as well, our wish. And for those who don't know how this OAuth flow works, OAuth 2.0 web server flow or browser flow, what happens is whenever the client wants to access the APIs in the server, first it has to authenticate, later it has to authorize. Okay, these two steps are very important. The authentication means whenever user enters username and password, he will be authenticated. The authorization, he will get an authorization code, and once the authorization code is available, it is sent to the redirect URI of the client org from the server. The redirect URI is always linked to the client org. See, the redirect URI, we have this, right? I am currently providing a Visualforce page link as the redirect URI. So let me show you my flow again. See, whenever I click on get auth code, what I am actually doing is I am generating a auth URL. This auth URL, check the auth URL. This is going to the authorization URL of the Salesforce, response type is equals to code, and client ID is equals to the client ID we got from the connected app, and redirect URI means I have given here, right? Here as this redirect URI must be same as the ones that we utilized in the connected apps callback URL. Both must be same, and the scope I am providing this, and this is basically I am creating a URL just like in the Postman we are passing some parameters, right? Simply I have created a endpoint URL. Now what I am doing is I am opening a new browser window, and that browser window's endpoint is this URL. So see, so whenever I click on this browser window will open, and this browser windows will open this link, and the redirect your once the authorization code is received from the authorized endpoint, that authorization code will be attached to the redirect URI's endpoint. That means wait, I will explain in detail. This is the most confusing things. Many lectures they won't tell you this thing. Yeah, suppose this is the auth URL, right? This is the Salesforce by default auth URL. So to this URL we are passing client ID, right? So whenever you utilize in Postman and you pass client ID to this endpoint means it will generate an auth code. It is like an encrypted data, like mix of symbols and everything. And what it does is we have provided a redirect URL link, right? It will generate an auth code at the authorization endpoint. It will generate an auth code, and what it does is it will that I will show you. Yeah, this is our callback URL that is defined in the connected app as well as the LWC component string, right? This is redirect URL. So whenever we click on get access token, the authorized URI of the server will be hit, and it will redirect to this page along with the parameter that includes code is equals to some data. It will open the link in this form. I will show you this thing, and this from this code we are extracting the this code is called as authorization code, and we are extracting it from this link, and we are displaying it in the LWC component. Okay, let us make a small change in this code. Yeah, I forgot to tell you one thing. I have created a Visualforce page, right? So let us see what happens. Okay, yeah, so whenever I click on that LWC components get auth code button, we are basically opening a new window of what? New window of this URL. So this URL, first it will hit this URL, and it will get the authorization code, and it will attach that authorization code to the redirect URI, which is our callback URL, and it will open that in a window. right? So we are attaching this auth URL here. So let us see how it works. And it is actually, this redirect URL is actually an Visual4 page I have created. From the Visual4 page, once I get the authorization code, I am extracting from the Visual4 page. It will, the authorization code will be attached to the callback URL, right? So from that callback URL, I am searching for a parameter named code, and I am getting that code, and I am again creating an event window.opener. It will post a new event to this, again our callback URL. And what I will do is I will not close this window. I want to show you something. Yeah, now what I will do is I am clicking on get auth code. See, when I click on the get auth code, I am opening a new window, a blank window. Later I am populating with the authorization URL. We have this entire authorization. See, when I click on this, I am not closing this window, so it will remain as it is here even though we get the authorization code. See, in the URL I got this thing attached automatically. You have seen this, right? Code is equals to a equals to prx. This thing is called as a authorization code. See, from here to here, this link is there, right? This is the callback URL we have defined in the connected app as well as in our LWC code. For this callback URL, what our authorization server did is it attached a authorization code, and it is trying to open this entire link. You understand, right? So now we have this entire link, right? This is the callback URL. I am using a Visual4 page. So now I am again adding this. Yeah, so if authorization code, I have this authorization code, I'm posting that to the, I'm posting that as an event and to the LWC component, and this LWC component is listening to that event. And I have also logged that event. See, this is the event, and in this event you can see the origin value. This is the callback URL, which is nothing but the Visual4 page link I have provided there. And if event.data, see, event.data contains another attribute code, key value pair code, and this is the actual authorization code. So we are getting that authorization code, and I am storing this authorization code in the string in the LWC. Okay, once I get the authorization code, I am simply showing that in the HTML part. That is how this authorization code I have got. Now on click of that get access token button, I am creating a new request, new post request, or a new request, and I am I have created, sorry, I forgot to tell you, I have also created an apex method which is used to get this access token. Now I will show you the apex method. Only connected app we need to create in the server, remaining everything we have to implement in the client. Yeah, this is our apex controller. So on click of that get access token button, this method will be called, and this method will return a string. See, this is actually async operation. Yeah, we are calling this async. So we have to provide an asynchronous operation, which is nothing but the get access token from server method. We are passing a parameter string code, right? This is the authorization code we are sending to this method, and we are awaiting for the result. The result is the return type. The return value of this method is the string, right, which is the access token. So once the access token we get, I am storing it in the access token variable, and I am printing on the HTML. So let's see this part, this apex part. So when we have the authorization code now, and by making use of that authorization code, we are getting the access token. So on click of the second button, this method will be called with the parameter as we are passing an argument, right? The authorization code. Here the client ID, client secret, same as the ones in the connected app. Redirect URI also same as the connected app, which is nothing but the Visual Force page URL. Next, we are creating a new HTTP request, setting endpoint to get the access token. We have to use this endpoint. The method is post, so we have to send some body since it is a post method, and header content type is URL encoded. These all are URL encoded format we are passing, so that's why we have to use content type application X form URL encoded. So in the body we will pass the grant type is equals to authorization code, and every value we will pass as an URL encoded format. The code is nothing but the authorization code, which is sent from LWC to the apex in the form of a argument. So we are passing this, and client ID, client secret we have defined here in the apex class itself. Yeah, once this body is this is generally basically what it means is generating a request to the endpoint. Similarly we do in Postman, right? The same thing we are doing programmatically, and we are waiting for a we are sending this request and waiting for a response. If the status code is 200 means not is equals to 200 means we are throwing an error. Yeah, the return type here, the response what we get is a string, right? HTTP response and request set body. Okay, yeah, we are storing it in a string. Wait, let me show you the response so you can get clarity. System.debug res. I am saving this. Let us go to our thing to refresh. Get auth code. It will make use of the client ID, and it is going to fetch the auth code, and once the auth code is fetched, it is appending to the Visual Force page. I think our Visual Force page, we forgot to close the window. I think where is that? Open pages. Yeah, auth code is received and I'm clicking on this get access token. Yeah, now I'm going to the logs and I will show you the response. See, the status is okay, right? But now response dot get body. Now let us click again. Another log is generated. Expired authorization code. Okay, we will make the entire thing again. You can see that the authorization code is short-lived. See, this is the response. I will open raw log. Shift and end. Copy. So yeah, this is our Apex controller, right? So basically this is the response that we got here. This response is basically a key value pair. This contains the access token. So this is a JSON, right? So we are serializing this JSON using json.deserialize untyped, and we are typecasting it into map of string comma object. So for each and every key value, it is storing it will basically create a map with key as the JSON keys and values as the JSON values. So once this map is populated, we are returning this map's access token and again typecasting it into string, and this method basically returns a string. So once that method is returning a string, we are storing it in the result, and if that result is filled, we are setting this access token. We can also make use of this access token to make subsequent post, get, delete, patch, other calls you want to do to access, or you can access REST resources. You can do anything. Yeah, I am pasting this code. If you want the LWC's HTML, JS, and the visual force controller and visual force space. Moreover, I forgot to tell you, in the client org, you have to enable the remote site settings, and you have to add the URL of the server org. Otherwise, it will throw an error, and in the visual force space, you will get the no authorization code found error, and in the console.log in the browser inspect element also you will get the error 500. So make sure you have enabled remote site settings and provided the necessary endpoints in there. Yeah, thank you guys. Stay tuned for another video. Bye bye.